So, remember back when I said that McDonald's was the biggest thing I had mixed feelings about?
Holy shit, guys. I don't think I've ever had more mixed feelings about anything else than the subject of being an employee at McDonald's.
Yeah, well, I can officially no longer say that. So, as many of you are aware, I started work at Whirlpool. I don't know how the other Whirlpool plants are, but I can tell you one thing for sure, and that is that if the Whirlpool plant in Iowa is the best plant for the brand in the US, like they tell you at the orientation on your first day, then holy shit, I feel really fucking bad for the other plants that are not in Iowa. Alright, well, let's start with the positives. The rate of pay is pretty damn good. Like, I'll admit, I'm one of those guys who likes to go where the money is. I feel like almost everybody should be that way, but not everybody is. And I know that sounds really funny considering the fact that I recently left the place, but I loved my paychecks there. The only bad thing is taxes. Fuck taxes, as we all know. Anyway, so you're allowed to do something called bid out of your current position once you survive the first 2 months of employment there. And you can go to different lines, departments, just hell, you can even bid to a team lead position, which makes you the boss of a certain area on whatever line you're bidding to. I love that you can do this because if you get a shitty area in your line, then all you gotta do is survive your first 2 months and then you can bid the fuck out of that bitch. I also like the fact that, like, when you bid to a job that pays more, you get the pay bump as well. Like when I bid it out and got a job where at the end of me working there, I was making 15.40 as opposed to regular 15. Anyway, you can also do something called accept an assignment, which uses up your bidding rights for a certain amount of time, but it fucking sucks. The only good thing about doing this instead of bidding is that if the supervisor circles the accept choice on your little slip of paper, then boom, you've got the job. You still gotta turn it into HR and wait a little bit, but nowhere near as long of a wait as bidding. When you bid, you aren't told if you got the job or not. The only implication of you getting the job is when your team lead hands you the change sheet with the details of the change. I'm not going to go into detail with the shit about how long you gotta wait for certain changes or any of that shit, but if you bid, there's a huge chance that you're going to be waiting for months to know if you got the job or not. For example, when I changed jobs from bidding instead of accepting assignment, it was such a long wait that when I got the piece of paper, I forgot that I even bidded to the job, and I forgot where the hell I even fucking bidded to. Another good thing about the place is that it's easy money. The bad thing though is too easy. I like the fact that the work wasn't really that difficult, of course. Now, my main fear was not being able to keep up. Of course, as you gain experience, you get better with as time goes. And of course, some jobs were harder than others, but what's the bad thing about easy work, especially when it's your legitimate job? That's right, it's boring as fuck, especially when you get used to the job. Yes, I know, ask almost everybody, and they'll tell you that they'd rather have an easy as hell job than a job they can't do because it's too difficult. But when you are working a factory job and having to be there, but you need the money, so you suck it up and you go to work to make your fucking money, and just want the time to go by, then that's when this fact kinda sucks, because since it's so easy, the shifts almost always chug. And that causes hell on your mental health and energy in multiple ways that I'm really not going to get into. So the last one is something that you can kind of consider as a negative thing, but it's nothing compared to my real complaints or negatives. And I guess the last bullet could have been counted for more of a pet peeve than a good or a negative thing. Alright, so now to the negative thing for real. The shifts. They all fucking suck. Yeah, this is kind of a preference thing, but after all, that is what this video is about, so I'm gonna let off on this. Third shift fucking sucks. It's impossible to get a proper sleep pattern arranged. I am a huge night owl, but as soon as I worked at Whirlpool for a while, I came to the conclusion that I do love pulling all-nighters, but not when the reason for pulling it is because I'm working. Yeah, some people are able to work third shift for most of their damn lives and be perfectly fine and have somewhat of a pattern down, but I guess I'm just not one of those people. However, my schedule of friends, my girlfriend, and my personal ones causes nothing but complications with third shift. Now, just to clarify, because there's always somebody out there who takes my words the wrong way. Yes, I understand that everyone else that works third shift is the same as me when it comes to friends, family, and all that stuff. And they can make it work perfectly fine. And a lot of them even have kids and still make it work. I'm not saying it's impossible for you to have time for your stuff on third shift. I'm just saying it's impossible for me because no matter what I myself have tried, something was always getting the less attention. Whether it was me neglecting my friends and hanging out with my girl, or vice versa, or I was neglecting them both in getting plenty of sleep for work, or I was neglecting sleep and somehow making time for them both. I, my point is, no matter what I did, it was always not good enough because it always fucked with me and something was getting neglected, whether it was my personal ones, my sleep for work, my girlfriend, or my friends. I'm just saying that it's impossible for me because no matter what I myself have tried, something was always getting the less attention, and it was hell on my energy and my relationship with my friends. But I also can't neglect my girlfriend, and it's really hard for me to balance all that stuff out when I'm on third shift. It was so much easier when I was on first. So that's why I dislike third. It's not impossible to have a life on third, but it is for me myself. I also worked on first shift and I loved it, but I moved further away, so I had to go back to third shift, and I'm really not getting into that story here. Another thing that sucks is plant utility. Enough said. Well, I'll add this. If you're a plant utility, you're the plant's bitch. I know because that's what my job was during the last month or so of me working there. I do not recommend it if you work on third shift. It might be a little bit better if you're on first or second because then all the departments are open instead of just a few of them, but do not do it on third. I guess my real thoughts is that when people say that factory work is filled with more monotony than difficulty, they really are not lying. I did not leave Whirlpool because it was quote unquote too difficult. That's not at all the case. I loved it for a while, but after a while, it started draining my energy in the wrong ways. I left because I wanted to get a job during day hours and I used up my bid rights for a certain time already, so I guess that could be counted as my fault. But also because the place was far too boring for me. I wanted something that's a little bit more quick-paced and exciting, if you want to call it that. Too repetitive and monotonous is like the key words here. Yeah, maybe after some time passes, if they start paying a bit more, and I'm struggling financially, even after finding a better job, well, not better, but a new job, I guess I wouldn't be completely oblivious to the idea of going back, because it really wasn't that bad. Like, there were days when I fucking loved my job, and there were days when I just fucking, like, hated it and everything about my life. But I feel like that's probably everybody with pretty much every job that they've ever had. The, some people can find, like, dream jobs and shit, and never have a bad day at their job or whatever, but very few people are like that. It's just that I want something a bit more quick paced and exciting, like I just said. However, if I do ever go back to that place, it's definitely going to be on first shift or second shift, because I cannot physically or emotionally do third anymore. It's way too chaotic with the schedule that I would like to have. Now, you may have noticed that I did not make notes of the benefits to the place. Well, that's simply because I didn't opt into the insurance benefits. Kind of fucked myself over with that, and I did not start using the 401k until January of this year. But my bottom line is that this is an extremely mixed feeling place to work. If I ever manage to get a job that gives me more mixed feelings than this, I'm gonna be baffled. Alright guys, well that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day. Bye! What's up guys? So, I hope you guys liked the change that I did to the video. I decided to say fuck it and give editing a try. So I tried a little bit of editing. I made a little side note on the clip where it showed my McDonald's clip. I know that the audio is a little bit messed up, but I wanted to test out editing and like see if it was worth it. So I think that was a pretty good turnout. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, I will admit I did miss a couple things about Whirlpool. I forgot to mention the Union. The one here in Iowa is the only Whirlpool as of the moment, like as of the date that this video is published. As of the moment, the one in Iowa is the only one that's got a union, and I'm all for it having a union, but it's way too expensive for what they do. Like I've heard more horror stories about them not doing what they're supposed to do than them doing what they are supposed to do. Like I've heard one of them doing something good, and I've heard like at least fucking five different stories of them not doing what they were supposed to do. So I feel like they could also possibly use a better union. Also, the bidding system, I should have put this in there, but I did not. I forgot to. It's basically a fucking popularity game. Like I felt like I was in high school all over again, just trying to get the ability to bid. Um, and one plus about third shift, not besides you're getting paid the same as everybody else, but you're working only 7 hours instead of 8. The plus about that, besides that, is also the fact that during the summer, third shift is the coldest shift. Like, it's still hot as fuck, yes, but third shift is the coolest shift. Alright, well, I think I've taken up enough of your guys' time. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the video, and I hope that the editing was worth it. Let me know if you guys liked it, and if it does, I'm going to continue trying to do like an editing style like this. Let me know what could be improved, what you liked, what you didn't like, whatever. And hell, if you've worked at Whirlpool, whether it's the one here in Iowa or one in the other states in the US or anywhere around the world, let me know. And share your stories of what you guys think about Whirlpool in the comment section below as well. Alright, guys, well, thank you for your time. Have a good day.